Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to a moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in the Hydration with Heart segment, brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. Today, I'm joined by Canadian trailblazer Molly Carlson. She's one of Team Canada's elite national team high divers, traveling the world and competing for Canada from heights of 20 meters as a member of the RedBull Cliff diving team. Her accomplishments in sports are matched by her efforts away from the water as she looks to inspire those around her through her BraveGang brand. After seeing the engagement of the hashtag BraveGang community, Molly created a space where people can come together to share their brave stories, uplift and support one another, and spread positivity. Today, she joins me to chat career, community, and what inspired her diving passion, making a career out of jumping off insane heights and loving it. Welcoming now to the show is the amazing Molly Carlson. Welcome, superstar.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness. Let's dive right in. No pun intended.
Love
So,
that.
high diving is an incredibly intense sport. In fact, high divers jump from heights of up to 27 meters, reaching speeds of over 100 miles an hour before hitting the water. So, it's going to be fascinating to hear how you discovered your passion and made such a unique career choice. Can you tell us about that moment when you first fell in love with high diving and decided this is what I'm going to do professionally?
It's definitely a crazy sport, and people ask me, like, why do you do this? Probably every single day of my life. But, it started as a regular diver. Springboard and platform diving that you see in the Olympics goes up to 10 meters. And I fell in love with that when I was 10 years old. I was jumping off the 10-meter like it was nothing, kind of fearless, little daredevil, very, very brave from day one. And then I, got into more competitive competitions, representing Canada from a really young age. At 11, I was traveling the world representing the maple leaf, and the pressure started to climb, and I kind of lost the love for the sport of regular diving. So when I was nearing my end of career on the 10-meter platform, I was like, something's missing, like I still want to compete. So I actually put on my Instagram story, should I be a RedBull Cliff diver when I retire? And 99% of people were like, yes, this would be great for you. And my mom was the 1%. She was like, please do not jump. Please do not do it. But, I clearly in that moment realized that so many people could see this for me and believe in me. And I was the only one holding myself back. So I finally took the leap and literally took the leap
Took the
off.
leap. Wow, what an incredible, inspiring story. You gave me chills. Now, your achievements clearly are truly inspiring. And for those of you listening, guys, did you know that high diving only became an official FINA World Championship event in 2013? And since then, it has gained a huge following, thanks, of course, to athletes like you who push the limits, literally push the limits of what's possible. Now, what has been your most memorable experience or achievement in your high diving career so far?
I would say the first time I ever got a perfect 10, we were in Ireland, and the waves were crazy. This like location was terrifying. And I looked at my coach, I was like, no way we're jumping into the North Sea. Like it was insane. Like 3-meter waves. You jump and you don't know if it's gonna be 20 meters or 24 meters, like super scary environment. But I happened to put down one of the best dives of my life and made 0 splash, 4 flips into the ocean. It was insane. I came up and I saw 10s, and I was like crying immediately because my whole diving career as a kid, I never got a perfect 10. And it's probably because I didn't love what I was doing. It wasn't until I switched over to high diving that I found exactly where I wanted to be, and I saw that perfect 10 and I was like, this is it for me. I could cry.
Boy, talk about raising the bar. Now, mental and physical preparation, of course, are crucial, especially considering that high divers experience forces of up to 9 Gs when they hit the water. Girl, it's impressive to see how you manage such extreme conditions. How do you prepare mentally and physically for a dive such, from such incredible heights?
You're like, "Why? Why do you do this? How are you ready for this?" No, it's a great question, and I think it's one of those sports where you have to be so dialed in mentally. You cannot do this sport without 100% mental strength and 100% physical strength. So for me and my coach, Stefan Lapointe, he comes everywhere with me, and we travel the world together, and he makes sure, he's like, if you're not in it 100% today to jump off that scary platform, then we're not doing it. It's better to say no if you're not in the headspace, because your life's at risk. You're hitting at 100 miles an hour when you're touching that water. If you're not perfectly upright, it could go really bad. So you want to make sure you're 100% in it, and we do a lot of mental preparation to be in that
Wow.
healthy space.
I've interviewed so many people, and you are one of the most impressive and women, humans that I've interviewed, and just the most courageous and bravest. Now, the Brave Gang community sounds amazing. Community support is so important in sports. Statistics show that athletes with strong social support networks perform better and are more resilient in the face of setbacks. True to your story, your audience told you to go for the Red Bull diving team. Now, can you share more about the Brave Gang brand and what inspired you to create this community?
I'm so passionate about the Brave Gang brand. I started high diving 3 years ago, and I blew up on social media. All of a sudden, I had millions and millions of views. They're like, who's this girl jumping out of the roof in Montreal? And the biggest comment was brave, the word brave. She's so brave. I want to be brave like her. And I was like, how can I connect with 6 million followers now on their brave journey? It's you don't have to jump out of a 20-meter platform to be brave. We all have our own brave stories, and I think it deserves to be celebrated. So I created the hashtag Brave Gang that got over 1 billion views. Everyone sharing their own brave story, and it inspired me to keep jumping off crazy things. And every single day I was like, I want to make it a brand, an official brand. Came up with my cute little logo, my pink vibes, and it's important to have that community, because the biggest thing is mental health as well. If you're feeling alone on your brave journey, then it's a lot harder to get through the hard times. So that's what Brave Gang's here for, is that safe space, and to remind you that you're not alone.
Beautiful. Now, hydration is essential for peak performance, especially in high intensity sports like high diving. And studies have shown that even mild hydration can impair athletic performance, making proper hydration strategies crucial. So I personally love coconut water, especially Once Upon a Coconut brand, because they actually have the sweetest tasting coconuts from Vietnam, not Brazil, which tends to be saltier coconuts, hence why most companies add sugar. So I particularly love this brand. But how do you stay hydrated and maintain your energy levels during your intense training and competitions?
No, I'm also addicted to coconut water. It's so delicious. But you have to balance it out. You need to stay hydrated up on that platform, especially when it's crazy degrees hot, and you're just trying to, stay healthy and do 4 flips off 20 meters. You can't be dehydrated. You can't be unwell going into these events, and your health and safety is also crucial. So, hydration's a really big part in my life, and it's so important. It's so important to be there, and keep your physical up as well.
Agreed. Now, what advice would you give to young athletes who aspire to compete at the elite level like you do?
There's so many pieces of advice I could give, but my favorite one is to remember to love what you're doing. If you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying what you do every single day, then it's okay to step away. You need to love what you're doing, and you're going to go so much further if you do. And I think that's something I wish someone told me as a kid. I was going through my miserable days of, I just know I have to keep going because the pressure, and it's not fun to cry every day. So if you can truly find and tell yourself why you do it every day, why you love it, why you started it in the first place, then you're going to remind yourself how much fun you can have, and how much success you can have if you're enjoying it.
Well said. Motivational speaker, add that to your resume. Now the challenges that you face in general are significant. High diving requires not just physical skill, but also incredible mental fortitude, like you alluded to earlier. According to sports psychologists, the ability to manage fear and maintain focus, to your coach's point, is what sets elite athletes apart. Now, can you discuss some of the challenges that you face as a high diver?
Of course, there's so many challenges in high diving. Of course, you have your intense competition pressure, you want to nail every dive. But then there's also every single external factor. There could be birds flying in front of you and you just have to keep going. There could be massive waves. There could be, tides that are ever changing and you just don't know what to expect every single time you're competing. Versus in regular diving, perfect flat water, perfect flat platform. It was really a hard switch to switch over. And it takes a lot of mental strength to know that there's going to be so much uncertainty in your sport. And sometimes you can't control it. So, what I work on with my anxiety, with my, I already have anxiety with my mental health. Adding on uncertainty is not my favorite thing to do, but I work really hard with my mental performance coach to just be comfortable with uncertainty. And I find that fear never goes away either. You just get more comfortable with it and you learn how to handle the fear. So as soon as you let in fear or like you're stressed or really recognizing that anything's there, you can then welcome it and learn how to handle it better than pushing it away.
Now, looking ahead, it's exciting to see how you're going to continue to inspire others because you are a trailblazer. High diving is gaining more recognition globally, and with role models like you, of course, the sport's popularity and the positive impact of initiatives like Brave Gang are going to continue to grow. But what are your future goals, both in your diving career and with the Brave Gang community?
I definitely have a lot of future goals that concern my diving and my athletic abilities. I would love to be world champion one day. I keep coming second, and I know my time is coming. I don't want to be runner up anymore. I think world champ is in my horizon, and we're working really hard to get there. But there's also a part of me that's so proud of how far I've already come. And that's where the Brave Gang comes in, celebrating the little things and really building this brand to recognize community members that are doing insanely brave things. It could be, coming out to your parents during Pride Month, or a mom getting back into the dating world, like super just what could be so brave to them, or like a kid going to school on an anxious day. Like what bravery means to everyone is so different. And I really want to highlight that in so many people and that we're not alone on our crazy brave journey. So there's a lot in the future for Brave Gang. I'm going to make it, a little tour. I want to go around, speak to people. I want to send out all the merch to really brave people and just make it a fun environment.
I love what you're saying. And to all those brave warriors out there battling cancer, medical complexities, or disabilities, we got your back too. You're all brave.
All
Well,
brave,
we
all the
are at
sweating.
yeah, that's right. Well, we are officially at the end of our segment, my dear. Thank you so much for coming on, inspiring us, and sharing your journey. You are truly incredible, and we are so excited to be able to promote you and promote Brave Gang and all your endeavors. You are quite inspirational.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was the Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. That was the incredibly talented Molly Carlson. You can check her out directly on her website at Molly Carlson Official. You can follow Brave Gang on the gram at BraveGang_ to see all their upcoming launches. And you can check her out on the gram at Molly Carlson 1. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, 100% pure coconut water. Imagine a drink that's nutrient-rich, powerfully refreshing, naturally sweet with no added sugars, not from concentrate, zero additives, low in calories, absolutely no artificial flavors, and is so tasty that it will become your new favorite beverage. Enter Once Upon a Coconut, the absolute best tasting coconut water you will ever try. Available in 4 refreshing flavors: pure, chocolate, pineapple, and sparkling with energy. Do your taste buds a favor and pick up some today at onceuponacoconut.com.